Sometimes we ask personal questions from Gen AI. Is anyone listening other than Gen AI?
Unfortunately, that's the current situation. People take it as an answering machine. Machines have never ruled us. It's always humans will rule. Artificial intelligence is not artificial, by the way. It is an augmented intelligence. AI is for automation. It will replace and it has replaced human jobs. Generative AI, for proper clarity, will not replace human being. Years and years, people have been telling, keep learning, continuous learning. Didn't happen. Continuous learning never happened because that is second part of the story. The first part is curiosity. Why people are continuously talking about ChatGPT? What is in it? Curiosity. The day you decide to be curious, that is when your journey starts.
Hello, listeners, and I'm very happy to introduce you to a very, very powerful personality. And he's written 8 books, and 2 books are on AI, which is Gen AI, Generative AI. And we're going to talk a lot about AI. And I have a lot of questions. Are machines going to rule the world? Okay? Or we'll be slave forever. So I am scared for the machines. So we're going to talk a lot of things about Gen AI and see how the discussion goes. So thank you very much, Vasudevan sir, for joining in today for this discussion. And we have a lot of doubt clouds for AI, and I want to ask you a lot of questions.
Lovely, yeah, there's a lot of fog around.
So I'll go a little, start from now and go back.
Yeah.
So let's start your journey, because I know you do a lot of work on artificial intelligence and AI. So what attracted you to AI? Because whenever we think of AI, we think of youth. I know you are young, but still,
I am. Yeah.
but still, how did you pick up AI as one of the important thing to do in life?
Well, like many things, the industry forced me into doing certain things. But one word, if I have to tell you, it is curiosity. So if you remember November 30th, 2022, that's when world knew ChatGPT. Ever since, every meeting, people have been asking and discussing about ChatGPT, not the purpose of the business call and business meeting. So 2 months went by. Then I said, something is happening. So in the month of February, I said, okay, let me switch on that curiosity button in me. And since then, it is no looking back.
And a lot of people think they know AI well, because I know I'm able to talk to ChatGPT. Do you think just saying something to ChatGPT and getting some kind of answer is a right way of looking at knowing AI?
Unfortunately, that's the current situation. People take it as an answering machine, or people just take anything that comes out of it and then copy paste attitude. I think the world is now witnessing, thanks to some of the research that is coming up by MIT a month ago, where they said the use of ChatGPT is lowering brain activity, and they are true. It does, because in the manner in which people are using ChatGPT and generative AI, it will lower the brain activity. I realized it much ahead of time, maybe even 1 year and a half ago. And now I am doing master classes only to build awareness, because unless mindset is changed, unless people know how to communicate with machines, human to human communication is different. That itself is a challenge. Human to machine communication is, there has been no syllabus so far. Unless you have the guardrails, without all these things. So I always say that in an unprepared soil, even an imported seed will not germinate. But the moment soil is prepared, you can just throw the seed, right? As simple as that. So my job now, in addition to my consulting work, so I am educating and bringing about the awareness of mindset reset, human to machine communication, applying the guardrails, and the whole way of bringing about a transformation in the way of thinking and in the way of working. That's a huge job.
Yeah,
right?
but just to make it simple for people to understand, when you say AI is making the brain activity slow, what does that exactly mean, and how do you see, if this continues, where the world is going in next 3-4 years?
Well, world will go on its own.
No, will world become more dumb?
No. If you are not applying the guardrails, and if you do not go by the syllabus of what it is intended to, It's not. It's common to everything. Even if you buy a car, if you do not know you have a driving license, does not mean that you can drive a Ferrari. Simple,
No.
right? So you have a driving license does not mean that you can go into desert safari. You need to learn. You need to have those guardrails, right? And unfortunately, this particular revolution, unlike the computer revolution 30 years before, when there were institutions who were helping us put the guardrails, they gave us the syllabus. Today, there is no syllabus at all. And this technology got unleashed into the world since last 2 years plus without all these things. Today, the world is realizing, every institute and every research bodies are saying, oh, it is now creating this kind of havoc in the world. But it's high time people know what they are doing, which means they know how to communicate with the machines. They have a clear realization of changing, because they are also very indecisive of whether should I take ChatGPT. Part-timers are plenty, millions by the millions. Once in a way I use ChatGPT kind of. No, you either embrace or you're irrelevant. The only way is to completely adopt and move ahead in that manner, because don't forget there is an AGI that is coming in, artificial general intelligence, which can perform far more human activity. And there is artificial super intelligence by 2030, which is in the form of humanoids and so on. And Elon Musk has already announced the price tag also, and also his manufacturing capacities also is already out. So if you have to be relevant, you need to get into the train of generative AI today. Then you can go to the next levels and so on. That is the urgency that I'm seeing.
I would love to ask one more tangent question on here is, as I witnessed a lot of kids in UAE, in India, and I hope it's true across the world. Most of kids are doing their homeworks using ChatGPTs or other AI tools.
Yeah.
School is in trouble now where they don't know how to behave. Sometimes they know because there are tools available to tell them that it is ChatGPT or something else. So how do you think schools should cope up, parents should cope up? Because it's risky for kids, risky for us to tell the kids not to use it, but how much to and how to use it, again, it's a very ambiguous situation. So how do you look at this, kids using ChatGPT?
Dr. Kailash, the world is undergoing a transition. So are the kids, so are the parents, so are the faculty, right? So are the institutions. So everybody is, at this moment, as we speak, the world is undergoing this transition. So the world will, in over a period of next, say, 2, 3, 4 quarters, will realize this, that what is the right way of using and adopting generative AI. And once they do that, then it becomes much, much easier. And that is the only way of moving forward.
So you're saying it comes like a COVID. No one knew what is going to happen when it comes, and they were just now realizing, and slowly we all learned then how to deal with it.
That's a good analogy. Yeah. Yes. When COVID came here, nobody knew what
nobody
it was.
Knew. Suddenly the entire world is stopped.
Yeah.
And no one knew, government did not knew how to behave, and
Correct.
they just closed their doors. That's all they did. The same way as AI, suddenly everyone is using, and they thought it's a wonderful machine. You can talk, get answers, and anything, and it gives better answers than your teachers, your parents, and spouses, and a lot of things are happening. So, but as you said it right, there are no boundaries. There is no handbook how to use it, and just people are just playing around.
See, it's limited by only human imaginations. So therefore, it is without a boundary. But it has plus and it has minus. When there is no limitation, there has to be some level of guardrail which has to be there, right? And world is just waking up for all those things now.
So do you feel, because humanoids are coming in, and the way things are happening is, I feel somehow the way things are happening, artificial intelligence is becoming far more mastering situation, because they are controlling our mind. They are also influencing what we should be thinking. And there's a single brain which controls the world from the AI side. Do you think we have seen the movies where, robots are controlling the world and humans are slaves? That's going to happen soon?
That's nice imaginations. But again, these are all the questions that needed the right answers. So if you ask me, we always human evolution. If you see the past, we only moved from one cognitive level to the next cognitive level. So I am not born to triage my emails, right? I am born for something else. But today I'm doing that, right? I don't need to do all those analysis in Excel and read the 14-page document. That's not my job. My job is to make sense out of a document. My job is to quickly understand and then move on to the next, right? So artificial intelligence is not artificial, by the way. I would rather like to call it as real intelligence. It is an augmented intelligence, right? So this is where, as you would know, my book, What is Your And? That and has got two significant. One and I always put it as a perpetual question, because we have come to a stage in life, humanity, if you don't learn and move ahead and evolve, Gen AI will catch up and then you are out, right? The second thing is you must also learn how to coexist with machines. Until now, all revolutions have happened outside the human body, including your internet and your smartphones, which is the last revolution that we can say. But this is the first time the revolution is happening inside the human body, for which we don't have syllabus. And that's where the world is in a transition, I would say. But the world, obviously, we all will learn it over a period of time. Computerization took 10 years' time frame. This will take 4 to 5 years' time frame. We already have passed 2 years. So there is a sense of urgency. And we will move and do. Human beings are born for doing something else. So all these mundane activities, the generative AI and AI will do. There's a small difference, but there's a significant difference between AI and generative AI. I would like to clarify that. AI is for automation of processes and things that you do, right? It will replace, and it has replaced, human jobs. Generative AI, for proper clarity, will not replace human beings. The right answer is, somebody with generative AI will unseat somebody without generative AI. So it is all about humanity upskilling and moving on to the next levels. And if you ask me, 2030, after humanoids will come and perform much more jobs than what we are doing, humanity will start serving humanity. Today, machines are serving humanity far more. Right?
Humans will have time to do better things.
No, there is a requirement where human will serve, because human beings today, by far, it's not a nicer life, so to say. There's a luxury element is there phenomenally, but human to human has deteriorated, right? We'll come back to that era where humans will serve human beings. Then in which case, that's where I got the real inside meaning of why World Economic Forum, year after year, out of 12 skills, top 12 skills, 10 are cognitive skills. And you'll be surprised, Dr. Kailash. Curiosity is one of the premium skill. Now, today, is there any university and college giving you BSc, BA in curiosity?
No.
Not in the near future either.
Rather, the world is killing the curiosity.
Well, already killed.
Already killed. Yeah.
Already killed. Empathy, curiosity, continuous learning, active listening. These are the cognitive skills that World Economic Forum, I'm seeing it year after year from 2022 report onwards. This is what world will require. So I'm of the optimistic view that when this transition finishes, human beings will have to go for the next change, transformation, to become more curious, bring empathy and all that stuff. Yeah.
Wow. So I want to also bring another discussion here about corporates and employees, because the way schools are facing issues, corporates are also facing issues because they don't know whether employees should use AI or not, and employees also don't know that if they want to use it, they just go to ChatGPT to ask questions. So how do you think corporates and employees should deal with AI in two sense? One is better performance, and second, do you think with time people who don't know AI will lose the jobs and they are into difficult situation?
100% people without Gen AI skills will lose job. That's for sure.
And they can't even get the labor class job because that will be done by humanoid.
That's done by AI,
AI,
automation.
humanoid, automation.
Right, humanoid will come by 2030 or so,
2030,
as they
yeah.
claim. Yeah, but automation will take away all the lower level jobs, even the so-called white-collar jobs like your call centers. And
Will
this
also
was
be.
will go, and this is again and again reiterated by even Sam Altman in his address to the Fed Reserve 12 days before. So those things will go, and the people will have to eventually do jobs with the help of generative AI.
So what should corporate do to make sure that their employees knows enough, or employees should they put in their own efforts? How
I
should they
would-
deal the situation?
I would say when there is a tsunami, you don't wait for the state to come to your rescue. You
So
run,
true.
right?
You save yourself.
You save yourself. The state is not going to come to your MLA, or the member of parliament is not going to come, right? So it
And
is
if you
very
wait for them, then you'll die.
Exactly. Yeah. So corporates, thankfully, I'm seeing corporates are waking up in the second half of this year onwards. That's why I'm being called in to make such interventions across board. Slow, but there's a serious intention, but action was lacking. But yeah, this second half of the year, people will act and they will train their workforce. For one very important reason, in the geopolitics of today, one must expect a kind of a recession in the coming years, a year or two. So the organizations have done all forms of cost cutting ever since 2015. Today, generative AI is their primary solution, where I give normally an equation, arithmetic equation, economic equation. One person can do 10 people's job 10 times faster at 1/10 of the cost. Will not the CFOs pick up this line, right? They will, right? So the organizations have got one option to upskill their workforce on generative AI. Now they have two options, right? And then decide to scale up their business, right, into 2x and into 3x using the same workforce. And they are smart. This is how they can become smart, right? It's not that the organization will have to remove, but that is incidental. That's incidental not because of the organization wants to lay off people. It is because of the willingness and the lack of it, of people in their slowness in the change, in adopting these technologies and so on.
So in coming time, the kids which are coming out of the colleges now, or the youth which is working in companies, if they want to secure their future, do you think any new professions which are going to erupt because of Gen AI will automate a lot of things or fasten the process of doing things? Less people would be required to do more work. So any new professions do you think will be born, and to secure the future other than Gen AI, what else can be done?
Look, 70% of the jobs that will exist in 2030 and beyond are not there today. So children who are going to college today for their 4-year course, they don't know what job. They will know at the end of 3rd year and 4th year. Because 70% of the jobs are undergoing transformation and changes. Or some of them are getting obsolete, new ones are getting formed. And if you look back, 10 years ago, there were no social media jobs.
No.
Today, 21 million jobs plus are only in social media.
So nothing to worry on, only just be ready to learn.
And be ready to learn. Kick that curiosity button on continuously.
And you said curiosity is number one on...
Curiosity is fun. Yeah, the interesting thing is, if you want to acquire empathy skill, and for anything you need curiosity. It is like Dubai, it's like the buy one get two free. You pick up curiosity, active listening will automatically come, empathy will automatically come. But if you try to acquire empathy as a skill, very difficult. And if you look back, years and years, people have been telling, keep learning, continuous learning. Didn't happen. Continuous learning never happened, because that is second part of the story. The first part is curiosity. The day you switch that button on, learning happens automatically. And I'm a testimony example for that. Without curiosity, I wouldn't have gotten into Gen AI. And today, everybody can become a one-man army, or very, very few. You don't need a huge organization. With generative AI capabilities, you can do a lot. As I told you, one person can do 10 people's job.
So let's talk a little bit about curiosity, because if you're keeping that as a number one priority, I don't know, skill, I can't say a skill, but maybe a characteristic to develop on, or a human way of thinking, I don't know. It's not a skill for sure, but it's a in-birth quality which being killed with the time. So if someone want to develop the curiosity on the next level, what all the person should do?
Well, that's going to be one of my books, which I would we will discuss and publish maybe by end of this year or so. See, curiosity. Everybody has the curiosity, but it got killed over a period of time. And why over a period of time? By the time the child becomes 3, 4, 5 years time frame, collectively the society killed it, doused it. And today we are in this situation. But how can you get this curiosity? You must just build that caution. And I do it very simple. For anything that you see, we see every day in and day out, right? There is a creation. There is a creator. I always go put extra 10 seconds to understand how did this creation happen? How did the person think? Just a curiosity. Why is it like this? Why it is not that way? It's a curiosity. Why people are continuously talking about ChatGPT? What is in it? Curiosity. So there are umpteen opportunities for one to exhibit curiosity. The day you decide to be curious, that is when your journey starts. And you can look at anything and everything, whether you're looking at it or listening or whatever. Somebody's angry. You can retaliate, or you just can be curious. Why is he angry? As simple as that. You know that pause is golden pause. Right? So and this brings a huge character, and probably many people have taken advantage of that and excelled in the whole thing. For me, it is as simple as that. But I'm anyway going to write a book on that as well. Yeah.
Do you think Gen AI is making us more curious, because people are being feared that I'll be judged if I ask a stupid question? How can I share? But Gen AI being used at the moment, asking a lot of questions. So do you think it is making us more curious too?
That is where people misunderstand Gen AI. I understand Gen AI as a co-thinker. Right? So it's a human. I don't look at it as a technology. I look at it as a human. So which means it has got all the characteristics of human. Like a human, your own friend will hallucinate. Gen AI also will hallucinate. Right? So which means it also forgets. Contrary to belief that we think that it doesn't forget. It forgets. It also gets confused. All of us get confused, right? So in understanding it in the right sense makes you look at it in a different manner. So I've done a lot of curious exercises with ChatGPT. Why are you behaving like this? It's a question. I need to understand rather than dumping that it doesn't work. See, the day you switch on the curiosity, you can apply curiosity anytime and to your benefit. So it's a huge scale up that one can do, and especially to solve problems, solve relationships, all of it. The starting point is curiosity.
And you said use ChatGPT as a co-pilot. You're co-thinker. You're doing it together.
Yeah.
So you need to. That also means you need to give a lot of data before you ask a question.
You need to give the complete context.
Context, yeah.
Right? And you do the same thing with your human
human
counterpart also. Right? And whenever you don't give the full context, you get a haphazard and half-baked outcome. And this is what happens in corporates. Right? So then we blame the employee, but actually the context setting was
not
vague. And when human to human, that's the outcome we all have experienced. human to machine obviously will be even more. Therefore, the responsibility, when they call responsibility in a use of Gen AI, your responsibility is also the way you have primarily communicated to the machine, right? It's not only the outcome, it's the how you communicate. So you be a thinker at the beginning, right? And before even going to the computer, I always say brainstorming and ideating is your job. That's my think big framework. You retain brainstorming and ideating, 2/3. Let it do the generating. And a simple question I ask my audience every time, 924 plus 1246, please add it up. 30 out of 30 audience will not even move their head even by a millimeter because we are conditioned to use a calculator. Because generating. Why? So therefore, humanity is going to move towards more thinking. Today, we need to only focus on more and more thinking abilities.
You need more thinking.
We need more thinking. So to that, generative AI will give you that aid. So it's a co-thinker. So for some, I will tell them that this is a MIT professor available to you for 24/7. How do you like that? 11 o'clock. You cannot call your marketing CMO, but you can call your MIT professor. Right?
And I have a couple of curiosity questions on
Yes.
Gen AI,
Yeah.
which I want to ask you. One is, if I share something with let's say I ask a question from Gen AI, and you use the exact word and ask the same question in your computer on your login, does it give the same answer to both of us?
No, it will not.
It will not.
It will not. To the extent I have understood that my own ChatGPT will behave differently when I'm using it here versus if I'm using it in some other geography.
Oh, it has a geographical
I
implementation.
understood that. Again, curiosity. I said, why? Give me an answer. Give me an answer that I will accept. Then I understood that different geographies are connected to different data centers, obviously. So the data center configuration also plays a role in the algorithmic computation of the Gen AI and the outcome of the response outcome, right? So that is one part of it. Second part of it is it has also had certain amount of learning of yours, right? Over a period of time, your usage is different and my usage is different. My preferences are different, and therefore, same question will have a different answer.
Different answer. And another question is, sometimes we ask personal questions from Gen AI.
Yeah.
Is anyone listening other than Gen AI? Is there I don't know, encryptions and whatever tech is available?
Okay.
So is it just between me and ChatGPT, or it is actually entire world knows? I don't know.
This again a beautiful question, which I think by far the world is not fully aware of it. So the clarity is like this. There are enterprise versions and there are public versions. You and I use public version. Organizations should use enterprise version like they use Microsoft. So when you use in organizations, contrary to their belief today, that only Microsoft Copilot will give you all the security and ChatGPT will not. It is a wrong assumption. ChatGPT, it's a myth. It's a wrong assumption. It's a lack of awareness. So in an organization under an enterprise version, no data goes anywhere. There is no data retention.
So if you're using a free version of ChatGPT and you're discussing your marriage problems, the world knows.
Coming to that.
Okay.
Yeah. On a personal version, in the settings, people don't know this. We do that during my master classes. There is a setting which will tell you can switch it off so that you can disallow OpenAI to use it for building its learning models. This much you can. Now this we have to go with the belief. There is certain amount of data retention is there. We cannot deny that technically, but at least you have not permitted officially for it to use your conversations and your inputs for it to build and improve its learning model. That is the extent we can say. But if it is organization being sensitive, they will want to be 200% sure, and for them, no retention, you have to go for an enterprise version.
I have another question on ChatGPT because that's the most popular tool. So they have a lot of versions 4.0, 5.0, 3.0, data research. And so what are these different
Models.
settings, models?
These
Yeah.
are all different models for different purposes. And sometimes if you want a quick answer, there's a model which always will give a quick answer, but not a deep answer. Right?
So you should also know which model you're using, because if you ask a wrong question to a wrong model, then it might not give you the right data.
Obviously, you have so many kinds of knives, right? You must know, the chef must know which knife to use for what purpose, right? It is the same thing. So you must know which model, not only which model, since you're talking only one tool called ChatGPT, there are several Gen AI tools. So you must also know which tool does what better. Everybody claims many things, but everybody can't be fantastic in many things. So therefore, it's again the knowledge building for people to over a period of time to know which tool is better in delivering what. There's a whole study and there's a whole effort has to be done. Today, people are at a surface level. That's the problem. But they will enter into it. They will properly learn all these things in time. So the transition, once the transition is finished, you will find a different world. And people will be moving to the next level of cognitive demands.
So that makes me ask you another question. Do these all models like Copilot and Gemini and ChatGPT, and there are so many, do they also share data with each other, or because they are competing companies too, so they keep their own data? Or so are they work in sync, or they silos? What's the condition?
Well, there are plenty of LLMs today, right? A Perplexity is an LLM, which is Indian born, right? Interestingly, if you see between Copilot and OpenAI, so I went through the details of how these two organizations work. OpenAI's learning LLM models are used by Copilot, right? Microsoft owns 49% of OpenAI, OpenAI Global LLC. Microsoft supports the OpenAI with technical resources and the cloud platforms and so on. In return, OpenAI shares the model. Now tell me, where will not things crisscross? But we don't know. Officially, we don't know.
Well, I remember I asked one question from ChatGPT and it says searching on the web.
Yeah.
But does indirectly mean searching on the Google, right? Because Google has the biggest database of web today.
Correct. Yeah.
So that means OpenAI is also depending somewhere on the Google data, and then maybe some Gemini is also accessing some data. So we don't know that, but I feel they're working in sync somehow in the back.
We must understand different LLMs differently. OpenAI does not link up with Google data because OpenAI rests all its responses and so on based on the learning model which has been taught or whatever up till certain time frame. So you always will see that all my learnings are as of January 2025.
No, so I think I remember using the model where it does a deep research and it also gives the source saying that this website, it collected the data. That's where they said the searching on the web.
Coming to that, yeah. So per se, this is the job of the ChatGPT. But now ChatGPT is going beyond what it is, what its capability is, in terms of referring to websites when it goes to deep research. But again, if you have to look at it from the manner in which I use, if I need something which is current, I would go to a tool called Perplexity. That is current. Perhaps I may want to go to Gemini because Gemini is not my main line tool now, but Gemini is a tool to watch out. So that's why I have tools, different tools for different purposes. For a current, recent, what happened 10 minutes ago, ChatGPT may not be the right one. It is Perplexity. 2 minutes ago, if a match is won,
Gemini maybe.
No, if the match is any thrilling match is won, and 2 minutes later, if you have to go to Perplexity, it will tell you, yes, I know this is the score, this is what has happened, and so on. Not ChatGPT.
ChatGPT will tell you who will win.
No, it will tell you later.
Prediction.
On, yeah.
Prediction.
It will hallucinate.
It will hallucinate, yeah.
And it will also tell you that I did this based on my
judgmental past data or some
exactly.
who's playing and all. Okay. So in a sense, then you need to know a lot of tools. Another curiosity question I have, a lot of people say, we should learn all Gen AI tools and things. But the speed at which Gen AI is shifting and changing is very, very fast. Like if you see last 2 years, it is as good as yesterday and today are 2 different days. That's the speed it is changing. Yeah. So what I'm learning today, will it be useful even after 6 months?
So continuous learning is your
keep
your
learning.
Pursuit. Yeah, keep learning. So my slogan says, "Stay curious, keep learning" is my slogan.
Yeah, because what you're learning today may not be useful, but it may create a base for you to what updates are coming in next 6 months or next 4 months. Yeah. But if you don't even have a base, then how would you?
Absolutely right. So you must be in that rhythm. So every tool is improving, right? And no tool is the same in the next week and the following weeks and so on. So therefore, it is important for you. So unless otherwise you adopt and embrace, it becomes a task. The moment you have adopted and embraced, it's no more a separate task. It's part and parcel, right? Since you're already using the tool, today the tool became bigger. Wow, fantastic. So I can do this also here. That's how the whole stack keeps on moving. There are tens of thousands of tools. But it's important, what I cover in my masterclass is it's important for people to know which tool delivers what it claims. Not all tool delivers what they claim. This is number one. And number two, the tool should be reasonable to the users in the sense that it should allow me to use it to some extent. It should not say, try me once and then pay me next. And that's not a good proposition. Because people are in transition today, right? They don't know whether I'm not here to put $120 just by trying once. So there are tools who do that. And then once you outgrow the tool's free version, you don't wink an eye to subscribe to Netflix, $20 or whatever, right?
Rather, I subscribe to ChatGPT $20 because someday it says now your data limits has gone for today.
Exactly. Yeah. Serious people must know that they should have a co-thinker, a paid version of a co-thinker. All the others, because this is where your entire thinking happens. All the other tools are support tools, but there is a main tool, right? So you need the jack to lift the car up. All the others are support tools. Without that, all other tools are there, but no use, right?
Wonderful. And now let's make it a little easy for people. How many tools minimum you should know if you want to say that you are at an intermediate level, not the expert, but not the beginner too. Say intermediate level.
I would answer it in a different way. What I normally tell people to build that's why my book is called Build Your Own AI Garage, right? So everybody builds their AI garage. So that AI garage may have 15 tools, 18 tools, whatever. Some tools you
depending on your job profile, depending on what you do, you create your garage basically. You pick and choose. If you're a video editor, you may a different garage. HR is a different garage. Yeah. But you should have all the garages.
You should build your own garage of the tools that are going to make you 10x capable.
And what are the easier ways? Yes, one is definitely they can buy your book where at least the initiation would happen in the direction. But what could be other ways to at least know that what should be part of my garage?
Okay, knowing there are many tools are constantly doing its rounds in social media, right? So one way is, since we have done it on our own, keep on trying tools, then you will figure out. But fundamentally, it's not about the tools. Tool doesn't come first. Your thinking comes first.
Yeah, thinking comes first.
Right? So because it was a tool-led revolution, we have the problem today. But if it was a thinking-led revolution, we would not have reached this situation.
So again, we are back to the curiosity.
You are back to the curiosity.
Yeah. So be more curious, then you will know what you need in your garage.
Because curiosity generates questions. Right? Because the fundamental question of curiosity is why and how. So the entire discovery inventions all have happened just because one person put a question why and how, right? And same thing applies to generative AI also.
And let's talk a little about future. So where do you see next 5 years? How, whatever. I know no one knows the future, but what do you see in next 5 years? Gen AI and automation, where the world is going to be.
It is unstoppable. AI will continuously automate a lot more tasks, all the repetitive tasks that will do separately. And Gen AI will continue to augment human skills. And come 2030, as we step into a full-fledged AGI, which where the machines will do a lot more reasoning, judgments, and all that, human beings will evolve and then take up the next level of cognitive tasks, and then wait for the humanoids, because Elon Musk says in his video, he says 1:1 humanoid is normal.
So every house will have one.
No, he says two.
One person.
He's one human being on Earth. So he says 2:1 is his plan.
It's like a computers when they came in, they said every person would have their own person computer.
Now we have 2 or 3.
Now we have 2, 3. We have 2 mobiles and 2 laptops.
If you look at it as device, computing device, right? So it was one computing device was the original. Your mobile smartphone is a computing device. Your tablet is computing device. So in a house there are 3 people. Each one has got 3 devices.
2 or 3 devices. Agree.
Right?
So same thing going to happen as per.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that every person would have at least one humanoid supporting.
Yeah, 1 or 2. And that's cost effective because it's less than the price of a car, as he announced.
So what I feel, whatever is boring task, repetitive, boring would go away to the machines. And most probably creative things would be with the humans still.
Yeah.
Because human creativity may be still difficult for AI to generate, like thinking style, and humans are humans end of the day. Then what makes us special is the way we think.
At the end of the day, who created AI? Humans. Right? And we are offloading our repetitive tasks to the machines. And we are moving to the next level. What is that next level? We will see when we move there. So what is the next level? What we are living today is the next level of what was there 20 years before. Right? Haven't we moved? We have. Right?
And we've seen a lot of innovations happening from the fire to the tire, and from the computers to mobiles and internet and AI now. Every time humans were a little fearful, but if you look back, every technology innovation has helped humans to do better, become better humans rather.
100%. That's exactly what happened. But there's a transition period for everything. And we are in that transition period today. And there's always any transition or any change faces resistance, and eventually it yields. And the transition gets completed over a period of time.
So I hope machines do not rule us, but support us to become better human. With that positivity, we get into the future.
Machines have never ruled us. It's always humans will rule. It appears so. And narratives are set in that manner sometimes. But always humans will have an upper hand.
So this time is different because let's say there is central brain called AI, which controls how should we think. And if they decide to influence us in a certain direction, they can do it. Only right now, I don't know, they don't have a will or how they decide what to influence. There are a lot of factors. But someday if they become, because of program, there's a bug, there's a virus, something is in the system and they become vicious, then definitely machines will rule the world.
That again is a thinking.
It's thinking,
It's
yes.
a thinking, yeah. If as long as you have your guardrails right? So because if you allow it to control you, you have given the control to the machine.
You have given the control to machine.
Yeah. You give the control right to the machine, you give control to a human being, he will manipulate you.
Yeah.
Today, right? You don't need a machine and AI to prove that, right?
Yes.
So at any given point in time, we must not give control to a device or a living or a non-living entity.
Okay, let's get to the better future, and I really enjoyed talking a lot about AI. We can keep talking about AI.
We can keep talking.
And with time, we'll put stop here for today,
Yeah.
and we'll discuss this again. But after talking to you, I'm very hopeful that AI going to do better things in the world, and we need to pick up this as one of the skill. Like it is must to learn skill. We all have to pick up if you really want to be financially surviving in this world. As far as you're retired and you don't want to contribute, I know still you need. It's like a mobile phone. Even if you're retired, you still need a mobile phone to live in the world. So it's a necessary skill to pick up. And
if you are breathing and you are living in a society,
you need
this. If you are breathing and if you are in some hill places, you have left everything, abandoned everything, then probably you don't need Gen AI. But if you're living, you must.
So one thing is for sure, if someone picks up AI as the career option, whether it is teaching, whether it is doing something with AI, they have a bright future coming up for sure. AI is one of the biggest game changer in the world. So people not only should learn AI, but it can also be picked up as a career option.
It will become the mainstream, like Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint.
It's like a mainstream.
Yeah, it will become mainstream. Today, people with Gen AI skills will be preferred in the job market.
And there'll be time coming in, they expect that It's like a base.
When
it's
the
like
transition
hygiene
completes,
factor.
When the transition completes, then it becomes.
No one is today. We don't ask anyone that do you know Excel sheet.
Yeah, we don't.
I assume that you know.
Exactly.
And if I somehow you don't know and I get to know later, I'm going to fire you because it's like basic.
Exactly.
So that's going to happen soon when transition completes.
Absolutely.
So wonderful. I think we are very hopeful, and we'll talk again on Gen AI. And it was wonderful talking to you. Thank you very much.
Lovely. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Kailash. Always a pleasure. Yeah.